Well, if the name sounds familiar, yes indeed. Amanda Borg, the wife of the UFC's Ray Borg. She hasn't fought since 2016, 0-3 as a professional, but in the last 3 years, what do you think she's been doing at Jackson Wink MMA in Albuquerque?
Well, the funny thing, I think when you have a record like that, often with girls, I never know, because if there was few people that you could fight, you might have fought top dogs that were, just so far more experienced, right? So an 0-3 as a female doesn't mean that you don't know how to fight. This just means that maybe you took some tough fights, tough opponents, anything that was available. And like you said, after a layover, that's all you're doing is going to work and fixing those mistakes.
And Amanda was very successful as an amateur. And when she turned pro, that's exactly what happened. She went into the deep end of the pool almost immediately.
Right.
Because at that time, there just wasn't the depth in the women's divisions. So now as we're seeing it more and more populated, that 0-3, you're going to look back on that some years down the road and go, it says 0-3, but this is not an 0-3 talent.
That's exactly what it is. And I think that's where you start to be more selective with your fights and with your opponents and be careful. But she's facing a tough Randi Field. So, I mean, I don't think it's in her to even take an easier fight, to build herself back up, to try and figure out what her strengths and her weaknesses are. She's just like full bore, or full Borg, I'll say, going forward into this.
Well, and that's one thing that I think anybody who has watched women's mixed martial arts for any length of time really has to respect. The fact that it seems like on the women's side, they don't turn down matchups very often. Because the field was not populated in any of the weight classes, you pretty much went for whoever was put in front of you. And that does create some tough records. But it doesn't at all mean that you are the skill level that 0-3 says, and it also doesn't mean that you're going to stop taking tough fights, as we're about to see.
It's interesting. There was talk about her, having a strong ground game, but, with her illustrating her boxing background, she has a boxing title. I mean, I think we might see a toe-to-toe battle here tonight.
That wouldn't be surprising in the least, with the next lady to make her way out to the cage.
And her opponent, making her way out to the red corner, please welcome Randi Field.
All right, Randi Field making her way down out of Windsor, but does train in Michigan at Michigan Top Team, the gym that I coach at as well. So you're going to see her walk out here with some great fighters. Rising star Darren Cruikshank, former UFC star. Actually, Manny Alfaro, who's fighting on the card tonight, is the co-main event. So she is tough as nails. I mean, she's often on a card winning fight of the night. You typically want to win knockout of the night or submission of the night, not fight of the night, because you've been in a war, but she has been in several, and she's very tough. Very strong, too. Does a great job of cutting weight. So I think that we're going to see, I think she's going to be a little bit bigger, quite a few pounds bigger than Amanda coming into this cage. But you're going to see these girls really with strong corners as well, walking up to the cage. A lot of work put into getting here tonight.
Yeah, you've got Ray Borg on one side. You got Darren Cruikshank on the other side. There's a couple of guys that know how to get it done at the top levels. Both have been in the UFC. Darren Cruikshank, as you mentioned, now a star with Ryzen, and I don't expect they're going to let him go anytime soon. And Randi Field, 3-4 as an amateur, but again, much like Amanda Borg, don't let the numbers fool you. Randi won 2 of her last 3 and did so in very impressive fashion. And when you consider the fact that she trains at both MTC and Michigan Top Team, boy, you could count down about 15 names off that list between the two camps that are top level fighters.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, just as everyone in the crowd is. Everyone wants to see a female fight. For some reason, it's just the toughness overload, and what we see from these women coming in, in such great shape, such elite athletes, it's going to be exciting. And then Amanda coming in, kind of coined Team USA versus Randi as Team Canada. I mean, they're going to see the crowd go crazy.
As the crowd definitely going wild for Randi Field, and if she were to pick up a win here, I can only imagine what it's going to sound like in this building as we'll go back inside the cage.
Here we go, fight fans. The following contest is USA versus Canada. Scheduled for 3 rounds in the strawweight division. This contest is being brought to you by FightSupply.ca, Bellow Metal Recycling, and Leopard's Lounge and Broil, the official after-party hotspot for tonight's event. Introducing your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gray and white. Standing 5 feet tall, she weighed in at 114.4 pounds. She comes to the cage representing Jackson's MMA, looking for her first victory with a record of 0-3. Fighting out of and representing Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, ladies and gentlemen, here is Amanda Borg. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks. Standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, she weighed in at 116 pounds. She's a freestyle mixed martial artist, coming to the cage representing Michigan Top Team for her professional debut fight tonight. Fighting out of and representing Windsor, Ontario, Canada, ladies and gentlemen, here is Randi, the Warrior Field. Referee Todd Anderson with fight instruction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you wish to touch gloves, do so now. Step back to corners.
Ladies and gentlemen, this USA versus Canada matchup will be decided in 3 rounds or less.
Well, so far the or less is on the over, as it's Amanda Borg in the gray, Randi Field in the black, and they step to the middle of the cage. This is going to be interesting.
And Randi sitting inside, dropping her with a leg kick, actually scooping her legs right out from underneath her. Randi doing a good job of ranging, and then you're just seeing Amanda just walking straight in, walking her down.
Well, we know Amanda Borg extremely tough.
See, and this is why people love to watch women fight, because of the combinations. I mean, they put hands and feet together, multiple shots, bunches of punches, and you just see that high intensity.
Ton of speed as Randi Field pressing Amanda Borg up to the cage. Field doing a nice job here, forcing Borg into a really uncomfortable position. You're jammed up with nowhere to go. Borg trying to throw a knee. If she's too lazy with that knee, Field's going to sweep her right down.
She posts out, gets some more space. Randi wants to go back and take it to her feet. And I think that's what she wanted. She wanted to look for the big KO tonight in front of her hometown crowd.
Definitely a size and reach advantage for Randi Field.
You know, Amanda doing a great job of, you know, she may kick low, punch high, kick low. Like, she's mixing it up quite a bit, and they're responding, right? They get hit and respond, and that's what makes for such a great fight.
Amanda really staying busy. Randi throwing from the outside, and every time she does, Amanda Borg is trying to find a way to slide in.
Well, we're looking at those leg kicks of Amanda as well. She's throwing those on Randi, trying to slow her down, trying to mix it up. I mean, that's the thing. Once you get someone looking at or thinking about your legs, then the hands are free.
Again, Amanda Borg just walking Randi Field down.
Yeah, and I really think that when they came into this, Randi thought it was going to be the opposite, that she was going to be the bigger person, bigger fighter, and being able to walk Amanda down. But Amanda's just sitting in the pocket, and she's not going anywhere.
Now, Field from the outside, how does she go about extending these strikes, keeping Amanda Borg to the outside and maximizing what she can do with the reach advantage?
I think the key is just being first. Like, she's got to be first, and she can't go straight back, as Amanda was trying to push her straight back. But Amanda's done a great job of mixing up her hands and her feet, and I think Randi can do the same. She just has to get comfortable.
Again, Randi Field was 3-4 as an amateur, but won 2 of her last 3. She really came on strong as she got adjusted. And we're seeing it here tonight. She looks very comfortable as a professional.
See, and it's really tricky. She kind of dropped her, swept her legs a little bit with that kick, but she pulled herself so far away to play defense that she couldn't jump on her. And you want to be able to have space for that secondary attack. You don't want to be so far out of range that you can't jump on someone and take advantage of what you've done.
Second time she's been able to sweep Amanda Borg down. Borg looking for the takedown. Too much strength from Randi Field.
Knee, this is where she's got to throw. This is where you've got to react, though. Once you almost have a semi-guillotine and her head's right there, you've got to go for those knees.
Yeah, maybe let her go a little bit prematurely there, but Randi wanted to back out and try to throw again, although Amanda Borg steps in.
Well, and Amanda's doing well because she's bringing multiple shots, and now Randy's coming back with that too. She's starting to see, this is how we're going to play. We're going to bring it all together. I think Randy's has got to start using her kicks a little bit more. Maybe kick to get in and get those shots off straight right hand. And it almost seems like Randy's getting comfortable.
Oh, and Amanda Borg down to the mat. Randi Field right on top. Moving to mount position. This is bad news for Amanda Borg.
Well, and it really looks like Randi found her stride all of a sudden. She just, whether it was the nerves or what, it just started to get very comfortable.
Great scramble using the cage by Borg, but now has moved herself towards a bit of a north-south position, although she's turned sideways on it, and Field's just going to rain to the body. Trying to sweep around the backside.
And the crowd is so loud, you can hear the corner, you know, Jason Fisher, Darren Cruikshank giving Randi some advice, but it's really hard to hear it here. It is so loud. The fans are just going crazy for the hometown girl.
Yeah, I think Randi might be doing a lot of this off instinct at the moment because I'm not sure how she'd hear those instructions.
Yeah.
She's near to us, her corner way on the far side, and
Well,
if we didn't have headsets on, I wouldn't be able to hear you.
Right, I mean, it just looks like Amanda's in defense, like I'm done.
Yeah, she's turtled up.
She's definitely not trying to fight back. She's not trying to win this fight.
It is over. Randi Field, what a debut.
Yeah, and I mean, once she hit her stride and once she gained confidence in what she knew, that changed the whole composition of the fight.
And the celebration on in the center of the cage. Manny Alfaro, the first one in to see Randi Field. He's got to be proud right now. And that alliance between Michigan top team and MTC pays off here. You see the hugs for Darren Cruikshank, for Randi Field. A big hug for Amanda Borg. Great respect across the cage. Boy, Randi Field steps into the pros, and she could not have looked more comfortable. Amanda Borg got trapped in a bad position, and Randi Field really gave her no other choice. There was no other way out of that spot other than to turtle up. Unfortunate for Amanda Borg, who looked good in the first round. It was a great back and forth, but Randi Field blows the roof off the St. Denis Center here on the campus of Windsor University, and we go back into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for both of the fighters in this cage. Referee Todd Anderson steps in to stop this contest at 4 minutes, 29 seconds of the first round for your winner by referee stoppage due to strikes, TKO, Randi the Warrior Field.
All right, Randi, congratulations. This has to be a dream come true. How does it feel?
This feels wonderful. Thank you so much to everybody who came out. I appreciate it. I love you all. I love Windsor. My team is right here, Michigan top team. They crossed the border to be here with me today. I know I got some of you in the crowd too. Thank you so much for being here.
You know, it's pretty exciting. I mean, she brought it. She was here to come home with the W. You seemed to just hit your stride at one point. Did it feel like that? Did it take a second to get your legs under you and then all of a sudden you realized what you could do?
Yeah, I guess so.
Was that too long a question for you?
It was so much fun, honestly. It was just great. Her kicks were awesome. I don't know. They were great kicks, but I guess I was the stronger fighter.
Well, I see you have some people to thank for getting you here tonight. I know you worked very hard, and you have some people that really supported you through this.
Yeah, first I want to thank my family. All my parents are here. I have 4. My parents, our kids are absolutely beautiful. I have my boyfriend, Manny, who's actually the 10th or 11th fight tonight. We're both going to come home with some KOs. I want to thank the LeSoar wrestling team. They have been working with us to help me out with my wrestling a little bit. I think that's why I was able to throw around. Michigan Top Team, of course. I have our sponsors, Penalty Box, Fred's Farm Fresh, Armando's Pizza, Sterling Mutuals, Roofing Gods, Rodriguez Construction, and Alpha Grind. Thank you all so much. We love you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a way to make your professional debut in front of family and friends. Randi Field with an incredible performance to open up her professional career. Amanda Borg was more than game to step in there for a fight. And as you said, Kara, that was a takeover by Randi Field.
Yeah, she switched channels. I mean, she seemed to be backing up, kind of worried about what Amanda was going to do. And then she realized, hey, I'm going to just do me. I'm not going to worry about who's in front of me. I'm just going to put my skills together. And it completely transitioned the fight. We saw a momentum shift right away. And it seemed like Amanda was the one that was coming out with more success until that switch. And everything turned around for Randi now, 1-0 as a professional fighter.